Welcome Pisces to Sweet Tree of Life Tarot for your mid-November reading 2022. Welcome beautiful water sign. Let's go ahead and start the reading. Right here in the number one position, we have Judgment card, but it's because in the reverse, it's considered to be in the reversal. Here in the number one position, it's telling me what the issue is. It's showing me that maybe you're looking for some forgiveness possibly, or you want to have or you have some repentance about something that happened. You or maybe your lover, it's that lack of forgiveness that's kind of happening here, for lack of atonement, kind of like some negative karma. Let's go ahead and see what unfolds, and if we can get a little bit better explanation of what's going on here in your situation. We have the Three of Wands here, and what's kind of helping you keep the drive forward. With this card here, it shows you that, she's kind of done a lot of hard work. She's kind of looking to see what the rewards will come, from all her hard work, all her time and put into it, all her passion. It is definitely a card of exploration and also endless possibilities. But you can see how she's looking to see what the future's going to bring as far as rewards are, because, she's been through a lot of difficulty, or a lot of hard work and time and diligence. Right here in the number three position, what you have created is Major Arcana card, the Emperor. Very positive card, very strong card. He's very protective and authoritative. As you can see, the Ankh here that he has, that he's holding, it is a symbol of everlasting life. His ram's horns is very much assuredness and intelligence. And he's very sure-footed, meaning he's very sure in where he stands. So it's a very positive card. So you have created that kind of ambiance. But there's something where some kind of forgiveness hasn't been reached here, and you're kind of seeking it yourself, or your lover might be seeking it as well. Here in the number four position, we have the Five of Cups in the reversal. Five of Cups in the reversal is kind of like what's giving you the energy to build. What's giving you the energy to build here is kind of letting go of the past and appreciating lessons learned from a previous hurt or past mistakes. So you're recognizing that the two remaining cups actually allow you to continue onward. So these two cups that are remaining here that she doesn't see behind her, because it is in the reversal, it's kind of like you're seeing them now. You're starting to see, okay, this is going to help me kind of move forward. There's other opportunities coming up that are helping me move forward. Now, what do you need to dissolve? We have the Seven of Swords. Being that it's an air sign, it lets me know that maybe it's possibly an air sign that you're dealing with. It could be your boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be, and if it's in a business arrangement, it could be a business partner. But definitely, it's something that needs to be dissolved here with the Seven of Swords. So the air sign, meaning it could be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. This card is a card of deception or opposition, or kind of treachery, kind of like scheming against you. It is often the result of self-confidence, hasty actions, or careless planning that this person here has lost their sword. So they only have a couple of swords left, but you can see the hope here by the light in the clouds that's represented by the hope that is actually coming forth. You just have to kind of take those swords and move on. So it sounds like maybe somebody, and this person here, maybe either is seeking forgiveness or you're seeking forgiveness about something that happened. But although you may feel defeated if this is you that's been betrayed, it's kind of just reminding you, just cut your losses and move on. Don't stay there in, just kind of making the situation worse. Just don't stay there muddying everything. Just kind of cut it loose and just take whatever you have left and kind of move on is what's being recommended. So you need to dissolve that feeling of staying there, dealing with more toxicity, just being there in that situation where you don't need to be at anymore. It's just kind of cut your losses, learn from that lesson and that hurt, and learn from that lesson and that hurt, as well as letting go of that negative karma. Because if you stay there and you kind of go back and forth, hurting each other, then that karma and negative karma continues. You don't want to keep escalating it or keep it going. You kind of want to stop it at that point. Right here in the Ace of Cups, what we have in the victory position, it represents either a new love or just kind of reflection about yourself, about with your situation, about where you're at in life. It's definitely an outpouring of those emotions, but you want a renewal, you want a rebirth. It's fine tuning also for some of you, your intuition. It's definitely a time of new spiritual and emotional growth for you. Maybe a new partnership, maybe a marriage, or mending of a relationship. That would be something you'd have to look at. So you can see the moons here. That's different phases of the moon. It does definitely deal with a lot of emotion, and all the phases of emotion that we go through right here. In the middle, we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords basically is a synergy of what's going on here. All the energies kind of being represented by this one. It is a card of restriction, where you feel bound, kind of like tied up, helpless and vulnerable. But if you can see here, if you are having those feelings, this card represents somebody that's feeling vulnerable, but they can actually untie themselves just by kind of wiggling out of it. The light of hope is behind them already. And you can see she's wearing a blindfold, which means she doesn't want to see the situation for what it is. And if she did, she could see she could easily get out of it and just kind of move away and move on. And it seems like it's a lot of air sign here, dealing with this diagonal crossing of the situation here. So it does seem to be that you're dealing with some kind of air sign. Now right here on what you want, we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, as you can see, there is a moon behind them. It doesn't light your path completely. However, you have to count on your intuition and your faith. And in this case, it even looks like on your family or friends, because what you want is kind of like that moment to celebrate. You want to celebrate friendships. You want to have those social invitations, parties, Thanksgiving, the holidays are coming up. It represents also an accomplishment for some of you. Some of you also might be having a representation of a new birth, and it could be actually a physical birth. So congratulations for those that are pregnant. And it could also be a birth, like as in the renewal of your spirituality and your growth, learning from the lesson that happened here. This is like a sharing moment also with others with this card, enjoying each other's company with friends. So it's a very joyful card. It's a very, very positive card. That's kind of what you're looking forward to. Maybe that's giving you a little more energy to go forward that way. In the trunk of the tree, we have how you see yourself or others see you. We have the Empress. Beautiful card to have. You had the Emperor and the Empress, major arcana cards, beautiful card. It's definitely a lot of fire sign in there, a lot of fire, a lot of passion, and kind of going through things and going past those challenges. She's very much as like feminine, abundant, nurturing, kind of like a mother figure. She also represents harmony, beauty, and grace. And then of course there's the birth. For some of you, again, it might be you're pregnant. For others of you, it might be that littler birth, or a birth of a new idea, or a birth of a new chapter in your life. As you can see, there's a metamorphosis with the butterflies, and then you have the fruit-bearing pomegranates, which are also a sign of fertility and a kind of new growth, birth, life, a lot of positivity there. Now, what had been radiating out was the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is usually a card of lack of material prosperity, or maybe that you failed at something, or there was a loss of something, which could be this lesson where you learned you lost something, but you just kind of walk away with what you have at this point. If it was monetary, in a business relationship, they might have cheated you out of something, or something happened where maybe you caused them harm and you've been wanting to seek that forgiveness, or you've been wanting them to ask you for forgiveness. It's kind of like it kind of can go back and forth. However, here with the Five of Pentacles, it does show that you've had a loss. It can also indicate for some of you ill health. So yeah, definitely go check with a doctor. If you're not sure if you're sick or you're not feeling well, it's better to go check with the doctor. And then for some of you, others of you, because it is a Five of Pentacles, it is considered to be dealing with financial stability. So it could have been loss of a job or financial insecurity. And yet for others, it could just be that feeling of feeling alone, anxious, unwanted. And you're going through some situation where it's really kind of tough. But remember, they have the warmth, love, and companionship of each other. So you have your family, your friends. You're not alone. It's not as bleak as you think. And sometimes you have to go through these moments where things end in order to have that new beginning. So even though she may not be rich materially, she is rich spiritually with her faith, her spirituality, with your intuition also is part of this kind of determining where you're at. And of course you have friends and family. And it's obvious because you do have a lot of love here from friends and family. So do go into that, into that kind of nest that you have with your friends and your family. And as you can see, there's a light of hope already shining through. So these things, these things are only here to give us a challenge sometimes and learn a lesson from. But then, brighter times are already showing that are coming ahead. So you have to stay positive. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a little more clarity about the reading. And right here, we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords goes in this area right here. A lot of air sign, a lot of swords, a lot of sword play going on here. We have the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords. You're just one away from kind of being it over. So it's almost kind of like you're almost at the end of dealing with the situation. This card is usually a card of guilt, anguish, regret. As you can see, she has all the birds kind of looking at her going, okay, now it's time to get up, get that last sword and just walk away with it. Again, with a walking away from some situation that you have here, or this feeling of regret that you have, or that anguish, and kind of forgive yourself. There's already the light of hope showing here. It's also showing maybe that it's time to move on. And this kind of like it reminds you, this card reminds you, okay, it's time to get up now. It's time to move on from what your situation is here and keep, trudging forward, like the Emperor energy and the Empress energy that you have, very strong energies going there. You have family and friends, you have your spirituality. So you have so many positives. So just kind of focus on that to get you through this tough time. And even if someone doesn't ask for your forgiveness, if they've wronged you, you just kind of cut your losses, take it as a lesson and move on. And if you have wronged somebody, obviously it's always good to apologize. Whether or not they'll accept their apology is a different story, but at least you would have made the effort in trying to clean that negative karma that's kind of been created here. In this side, we have the column of mercy, and this side is the column of severity. And this is the column of harmony. So as you go back up the column of harmony, back up the tree of life, you can kind of see your situation from a different perspective, and also kind of like a recap of what we went through, but at the same time, hopefully giving you a positive spin on your situation, because there's always something to learn from it, even if you're dealing through a negative time. So right here you have the Five of Pentacles, where she's feeling materially just kind of at a loss, but she has a lot of spirituality, and she deals a lot with her faith and her family and friends, and there's a lot of light coming through. So the tough times look like they're coming to an end soon. So just kind of keep your head up and keep going, because you do have your family and friends here. You're looking forward to those connections that you have, to the family time, to the friend time, which you might have been neglecting by being with this person here. And then also that rebirth of your spirituality, that rebirth of your growth that you have to go through, of making your ideas come to fruition and kind of give a birth to those ideas. And that, that transformation that you're going through, though it's uncomfortable right now, it is providing you with a very valuable lesson in life. And right here, of course, letting go of this situation here, learning it's a lesson and just kind of walk on, because there's lighter times coming in, that the light is already coming through, the light of hope. And taking a look, and then now that you're noticing those other opportunities, these Two of Cups that were right here, you're starting to notice them now, and you're going to take that as a lesson so that you can appreciate those lessons at a later time, learn from them, so that you will not try to repeat them. And of course, maybe helping others that might be in a similar situation where they don't see the pitfalls, but you might be able to share your pitfall and kind of help others through it as well. And of course, there's a lot of strength in your cards, a lot of family. There's, it's time to get up. This card just tells you, okay, it's time to get up and start moving on. This one, same thing, start moving on. And the way you're going to do it is by seeing things for what they are. Don't sugarcoat them, just see them for what they are, and going on head on first, and just, just kind of follow your intuition, talk to your family, your friends, follow your faith. And then, of course, you're here still seeing what rewards are going to be coming through. And of course, there's a lot of birth of a lot of positive things coming up as well. And then hopefully that way you can turn this Judgment card face up and make it feel where you're more balanced. You feel like you've been forgiven for whatever kind of regrets you're having. But remember, it's important to forgive yourself because we all make mistakes and we're all human. I hope this reading has brought a positive outlook into your situation. If you like this reading, please subscribe so that I know that you want me to continue making these readings in the future. Please like, share, and comment if you'd like. Share this video with a friend if you think they're going through a similar situation or that you think they might gain more positive aspect from what their situation is, and so they don't get in that tunnel vision of a negativity. I wish you lots of light. Hope you have a good rest of the month. Thank you very much for being part of my channel and for taking time to listen to this tarot reading. I wish you much, much light, love, and peace. Be well. See you soon.